Here is our chat, our 2 years. I called it, when we were doing this in Finnish, I call it a coffee chat because I wanted that it's like how we have our Sunday sessions as well. It's sometimes we're eating breakfast, sometimes we're having our coffees, and so this is almost like it. Do everybody have a coffee? I have a coffee.
Just finished.
No, sorry, just a water bottle.
But yeah, so this is we've been now doing Groove Back program for 2 years, and I wanted to have on this kind of a little chat / interviews that especially on these amazing ladies who have been from the program from the start, can ask some questions to open up more of the program and what's been kind of happening behind the scenes, and a little bit just getting into this crazy 2 years with the program and what this whole coaching and the program is all about, because I know that it has so many different levels, and sometimes people are like, oh, it's just doing classes, or what it is all about. So I hope this is also opening that. But because I'm always kind of putting these lovely ladies on tough spots, I'm asking a lot of questions, so I'm letting them to ask me questions. So, and I know I don't have no idea what they have been kind of planning, so I will just be quiet and listen and try to answer. So, who wants to go first? Oh, we didn't do interviews. Sorry, kind of letting us know who we are. So, yeah, my name is Pirita, kind of just leading the program. I'm Finnish and living in Scotland. And Emmy.
Hi, yes, my name's Emmy or Emmeline, and I live in Scotland and Edinburgh, like Rita does, but I'm English originally, and I've been doing this program since the beginning of, since lockdown, the first lockdowns, so since 2020, which is exciting, these lovely girls.
Good. Sara.
It's Sara from Finland, living in Scotland, and part of the original group. Here we are, 2 years. I just got like some sort of 2-year memory, some Facebook memory when I was talking about this program just the other day. And I was like, okay, wow, 2 years, right? It's crazy.
Amazing. And Valeria.
Hello, I'm Valeria, and I'm from Italy, but I also live in Scotland, in Glasgow. And like Emmy and Sara, I'm part of the first group. And today we're celebrating our 2nd year anniversary.
Yeah, and we also have Jenna and Benny, who are also from the first group. So we'll just 3 of us. So there's 5 of you. There were 7 when we started. And it's 5 of you still here. Amazing. So yeah, now I'm gonna let you can ask a questions. Put me on a tough spot. Who wants to go first?
I guess the first question, which is kind of a big question that we were wondering about, was when you started the program back 2 years ago, did you expect or plan or hope for it to kind of continue this long and kind of develop like this? Or is it all kind of like new territory now that you weren't expecting?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I kind of think like when we started, I, of course, because it was something different than I know in dance, people don't really do it like this. There's a lot of like online programs that you can do it, or there's just classes you can do. But how I kind of wanted to build things, I knew that no one was really doing it that way. So I didn't really know, does it work? and will also the program work? Of course, it's everything. It's in my mind, but I didn't know that it would work. So when I kind of started it with you guys, the first part was just to really see like, okay, does it work? And is it something that also I want to do, continue doing? Not just like, okay, if it works, but if it's not something it inspires me, or like I want to continue doing, it's not worth of doing anymore. So I kind of, after the first 6 months was for me like, wow, okay, I'm also enjoying this. And it's teaching me a lot, and it's helping, it's really inspiring. Like I feel every Sunday when I see everybody, it just kind of became on this habit. Like I got like my own energy boost. And so, yeah, after the first year, I kind of like, okay, now I know what I'm going to want to do the second year. But after the second year, I just didn't know anymore. Like now, like the whole summer, I've been talking many of you that over the summer because we built now, and you all have done now 4 different kind of challenges, or what we call them challenges. They're different levels. And I was just like, what's going to be like? I've done so much in these 4 challenges that what's the next thing? What's honestly the next thing? And because we have done around those challenges as well, performances, and we've done screen dance videos, like we've done so much. So I in my head, I kind of thought like, is this it? Like maybe now is the time to end it. But yeah, more and more than I did my own reflections and research around it, it's just like, there's now so many different opportunities that I can take this forward. So yeah, I have made it a little bit like a 5-year plan for around.
Nice.
Yeah.
5 years, that's the first time I've heard about that. That's exciting.
Yeah.
And we're not even halfway.
Yeah. I know. As I am.
No, that's really cool. It's really interesting to hear as well, because I know that like it's kind of morphed, and you've seen how people have like have felt along the way, and like what's made those difference too.
Yeah. And it was, of course, it was still of this kind of crazy pandemic time that I kind of built it as well. So it's just like kind of now figuring out life now when things are opening up and things are changing as well all the time. So it's just finding, but it's the same with dance. I keep on saying to everybody, as long as I enjoy doing it and as long as I believe in it, I trust that it's a good thing to do and plan ahead and just continue going and have it. I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, I have a plan.
And then
sorry, I think the next question would be, is there anything that scares you about moving forward and take it to the next level?
I think that there is quite not quite many things, but few things which I always knew that are kind of in a way my weaknesses as well. I know that because of running my own company before, my way of working, that I put everybody else first. Me, I'm the last one usually on the chain. So when I was kind of really scared from the start, I was really scared, am I going to do that again? Because that's my habit, which I easily go. I care about people, but also that it's like all of you guys, you're always in my mind, and I'm like I'm worried if something is not like if I don't see someone, or I feel like if somebody didn't join or somebody is leaving, or like it always kind of like, okay, now I failed that person, or like I'm not taking it personally, but I take it like, oh wow, because I want to help. That's the whole program is all about helping. So I knew that was kind of the biggest thing, like, okay, I'm scared if I'm going to go into that kind of older, my habits of putting you all first and myself last, which kind of led with my own company. I did a lot of things for my students, but I started to realize, like, I'm not doing this because I enjoy it anymore. I'm doing this because I know that they enjoy it or they need it. But in this profession, you just kind of have to, you know that what's your passion and what you want to do. And that's why I said with the program as well, is it something that inspires me to continue? So that was something that really scared me. And I think that is still something that scares me every time when there's new people joining. It's almost like I have to open up my heart to show that I'm here. I'm here to support them. I'm a human being as well. And I'm opening up my own experiences, which hasn't been easy to talk always, but I'm trying to talk about them so I can show that they're not alone with these harder experiences or harder emotions. So yeah, in a way, it's still something that I need to always kind of stop myself, like, okay, yeah, you can't save everyone. And you have to put yourself first, as something I need to remind myself a lot. So that's something I know that I'm sometimes a little bit scared of. the other side is always the financial side of it, because of course is there, even though I'm not renting a studios or anything, but there is expenses to keep this program as well going. So then it's always, okay, how can I manage all of that? Like, I'm putting enough energy and putting enough things around, but my own rest is there, and how the finances. So, and yeah, I'm hoping that one day I can just leave somebody else to do the finance stuff, and I can. So yeah, I think that's the next plan. But yeah, I think those are the kind of the bigger things that sometimes kind of battles in my head.
Yeah, and then we also, like, the kind of third thing that we kind of chatted about was like their coaching, like these sessions and stuff, right? So kind of that, because it's sort of like a change a little bit, because we were the first group, and obviously there was, like you said, just 7 of us, and we were doing kind of individual coachings and then group gatherings. Now there's more people, there's more like this community. So how did that, because obviously that's something that, like you said, that no one else is really doing, like that if you just go to dance classes and then that's that, but we have this coaching and the ongoing conversation. So did that kind of start as you planned it, or were you like, because that's like a little bit changed now, or like has your views about like how the coaching works changed? Because I think it's just like it has like different meaning to everybody, and it's like interesting that's sort of how it's lived, and like so what was the kind of origins of that, and how does it change for you as well, these coaching sessions?
I think it was always my plan to have it, have the coachings, because as much as I even know, if there's any online course, when you're just doing the videos on yourself, you can easily get like just distracted and you don't do it. I have bought during the pandemic at least 3 different courses. And still, I'm like, I still haven't gone further with them. And so I knew it from the start that for me, it helps that we have that community and we have somehow that social side, even though that you're doing those classes alone, but how we can build that social side of it. And it's about these coachings. But it's also, I have seen myself as a coach more, even with my other groups that I've been working with, and I enjoy that side of the work. So I knew that I want to do it. With you guys, we kind of started with one-to-one coaching because I wanted to see how this program is working. And I felt from the start that that's perhaps a good way to start. But I always kind of wanted to go for the group things, but I just didn't know how it's going to work. I knew that more, for me, naturally, more of this kind of one-to-one coachings comes easily. But then how we make it work in a group setting was always kind of the next thing what I always wanted to start to try. But yeah, kind of you guys were the test group for that. And I think something has worked because you're all still here. So we managed to see how it starts to work. And now it is still like people mostly ask, and I've been having this kind of mentor or also like, well, should you just have like different pricings? Like there's group and there's one-to-one, but I'm like, no, we have Sundays, we have group meetings, which I know some people benefit more, but also I know that there's people who benefit just to see me one-to-one, and it might take half an hour or it might take an hour, but they benefit more that situation. So as individual, I wanted the program be, even the coaching is really individual. So I think the group setting has a lot of benefits. Like you all get to see each other and you all get to talk, you get to hear. It's because it's not just that when I say that, yeah, somebody else has experienced the same, but when you honestly hear somebody else saying that from their own mouth, it's just so much more valuable, I feel. And when we're watching videos, all the like the dances or everybody's done on that week, that kind of inspires you, see everybody else dancing. So I think the group setting is really a huge thing and really valuable thing. But again, it doesn't work for everyone. There is a lot of cases that life situation has been just that hard that the group setting it's not helping them at all. So then we see one-to-one. But I see that there's both good things, and I think I will never separate them. I think it's everybody needs to have what they deserve the best and what they need from that moment. Did I answer the question right?
Yeah, just like in general about like you said that how it's kind of been developing and how it's like how you see the kind of benefits in that from that group.
Yeah.
Like the coaching. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we have something else? I don't know.
Well, I was just going to ask a follow-up question around coaching because, of course, because we've been doing it a couple of years now, and I think that like almost every session, but like often you kind of drop these pearls of wisdom, often about kind of like, especially like how people learn or like how to kind of reframe what you're thinking around what you're doing, both for dancing, but also just life. But I was interested, is it a lot of it things that you kind of developed before you started the program and you kind of started to get into the habits of, or is some of it things you've developed in these last 2 years as well that you start to share with people?
I definitely, one side is that with people who are now starting, I know that there is a like each side, like I know what we're going to discuss in the first weeks. I know what we're going to discuss around 3 to 4 weeks. I know what we're going to discuss. Like I definitely have that kind of build up because it's been so many groups have been now started. So yeah, definitely I know that there is things that I already know because I already have learned that almost everybody are battling with the same stuff on these weeks. And I think that goes with a lot for the people who are like been there doing the programs more times, like with more the things that we discussed with your group. I think those are still kind of things that are just kind of coming sometimes in that moment, which is the exciting part of it as well, which I said, like, that's what I feel like the Sundays are also the inspirational time for me, because I can hear what you all are going through and kind of what you're talking, and then it kind of reflects on something what I already thought about that week, and then it starts to connect. So then these little wisdom things of magical words that I sometimes say, and then I forget them on the next day. But yeah, I definitely, there are things that have stayed a lot, because then you kind of repeat them with the other people as well. So yeah, like I said, it's been teaching me a lot, and that's why I had a question on this, and when I open up again for the new people, I had a question. Somebody asked like, "Oh, where have you studied?" I'm like, no. I have a BA, like my educational background. I have a BA for dance teaching. If somebody wants to know, that's it. And of course, I have done a lot of smaller courses. I am an aerial yoga teacher, but that's also just that mainly I coach and teach myself for it, because no one else was doing. So then I created a teaching program for it. Then I'm a Pilates instructor. I'm like, there is so many things I've done throughout the years, but with coaching as well, I'm always kind of trusted that everything what I kind of picked up throughout my career, I just needed to. And I've done a few kind of smaller courses for coaching side of it, but it's not like I have a certificate, which sometimes people feel really interested to see that I'm qualified. So that's why I let people to try it, see who I am, how do I do it, and then they can decide do they want to continue. Cool.
I was thinking about another question.
Yeah.
Because recently we've been, everybody here has been doing lots of research. We were not doing a specific challenge over the summer. We were doing research. And we had to ask ourselves, why do we dance? So my question is, Pirita, why do you dance? Because I think I know about Sarah and Emmy. But yeah, why do you dance?
Oh, it's going to be a long. I'm trying to get it as short as I can.
One sentence.
I will put it as short as I can. Why do I dance? The biggest thing why do I dance is the only thing that keeps me sane. It keeps my mind sane. It keeps my body okay. And I do it because of my mental and physical health. I always have said that dance is my only kind of sometimes only way communicating about those feelings that I can't put in words. So it's my communication tool. It's keeping me physically better, and it's keeping me mentally better. And I'm always hoping that I can go one day and say to my doctors, because you all know, but for people listening, I have Crohn's disease. So I'm always hoping that one day I can go to doctors and say, like, dance cured me, not the medication. That's my like ultimate goal that I can honestly, of course, there's a lot of things that can affect on the Crohn's, but dance is definitely the thing that keeps my bad days away. So that is the huge thing. And it's just, what's the more fun thing than letting your body to do what it's built up to do? Because we instantly, when we start walking and moving, you can see right away babies start to bounce their knees and start to move their hips. We build up to do that, but somehow when we get more grown up, many forget that. So let the body to do what we need to do. So keeping me sane would be my best short version from it. Cool. We have last question.
I don't know if we had. I think we've done pretty much what we chatted.
Yeah.
I can ask another one. This is one of the ones that we mentioned before. So from here to kind of like the end of the future of the program, what would kind of be your dream outcome of the program?
My biggest dream for that program is that I could help many people around the world to find their groove back. Whatever they are doing, that's just my ultimate dream. So when I say around the world, that's my dream, to work with the different nationalities, get the program in different countries. And that's if I manage to do that in 5 years, I'm excited and happy for it. But it's something, because I know now how it works with, if I think about Finnish culture, I know how it works with now Finnish culture side. I know with Valeria and Benedetta, the Italians, and we have had a few other nationalities, not just Italians or Brits or Scots as well. But there's so much I believe that the culture side affects on the program that I need to kind of find the key. How can I get the program work in that culture? So that's something that I'm really curious to understand, because I am really driven about the culture side, how the culture affects on our movement, how the culture affects how we learn, how the culture affects everything what we do, where we come from. So I'm really curious to understand that more, even in a bigger scale of just understanding more how the program is working in Scotland as well, or in England in bigger scale. I don't have still answer for that either. So I need to first remain focused here and then try to go, which also means that I'm hoping that in the future I would have more people working with me because I know that I can't do this alone. As much as I feel like I'm doing this with you all, but I need some other, if more and more this expands, more and more get people, more and more I need helping hands. And that's one of the reasons why I'm not accepting a lot of people in all the time, because I just can't manage it all on my own. So those are my ultimate dream. To help as many people as we can, because I believe everybody should be dancing. But unfortunately, many people think that they can't do it. So on that point, I'm going to ask the last question. What's the best thing you have learned in these 2 years? What you were surprised that you also kind of learned? Who wants to go first? I see Sara feels like ready.
Like my poker face is really good. I guess it's just a sort of, I have my ups and downs, but I think it's just a sort of the kind of that I have managed to, in some ways, like, like come over my self, like kind of, get over the sort of fear of the kind of failure and stuff, and just kind of going for it, because it's sometimes like that you think that like, oh, I don't know, and like I've told some people before like that when just before the lockdown I was just kind of getting myself like building up that confidence to go to like dance classes and stuff, and then like, you know, just like getting over that, like that, am I going to be good enough, am I going to be learning quick enough, and like, you know, just like that. So I think that's the sort of that kind of getting over that. So like getting that sort of confidence that like, yeah, I can do it, like I'll do it, just sort of, yeah, I think that's a kind of maybe the biggest thing, just getting that sort of courage of getting over my own doubts more, maybe.
Yeah, and I think it shows already, like Sarah was also on after the last workshop we had on August, and we were dancing in the streets, and was like, okay, we go there, okay. Everybody else a little bit like, and so it's like, okay. So yeah, I think that's you just go for it. Amazing. Cool. What about Valeria?
I think I learned that dancing doesn't really get easier, but each time, I think each challenge, each new class, whatever, you get a bit more confident, you get more tools on what to do next, how to move forward. So yeah, unfortunately, it's not just fun, and it's not just partying times. It's also a bit of frustration, but I think that the view on top, even if you can't stay on top of the hill for long periods of time, is great each time. And it keeps me moving forward, like to find a challenge, see what I can do, how I can tackle with the situation differently, and just add something new, to the next step.
I think that's also on why you asked, why do I dance? I believe because dance also gave me the understanding of problem solving. I think I'm a fantastic problem solver, and I think that comes so much through the dance, because you're solving a problem. How this move is with this choreograph working with that rhythm, with that music, with my coordination. So automatically you problem solving things. So it's the same as that. It's just you get to enjoy that process, not just hating it. Fantastic. Cool. What about Emmy?
So it's kind of hard to pin down like the main thing, but I would say that probably I'd maybe describe it as at this point feeling like a more rounded person than I probably did at the beginning. So I think like, you know, the dance isn't just something I dip into like once a week. It's very much like fed into the way that I think about like when I find things challenging, or when or like how I prioritize my time, and you know, like the whole thing isn't just work, but like who I am and how it ties into that, and like what questions I'm asking myself, both in terms of dance, but also just like how the rest of my life fits together. So yeah, I think unexpectedly it got me thinking about a lot of that stuff, and I feel like a lot more rounded and like I'm a lot clearer on how that all comes together than I was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, fantastic. Amazing. Yeah, that's what I think it's been for many of you, but also many who are in the program as well now. Like I've seen somehow that people have really changed. It's just like not just their bodies, but how they have been starting to talk about themselves, or how they've been seeing their lives. It's just like, wow. But ultimately, it has changed me as well. So yeah, it's an amazing process. We can be in it. So thank you so much. It was really good questions. I got really like, oh, wow. I haven't been thinking of that way. So thank you. And I hope this will help other people hearing and listening of what we've been experiencing. And if anything, just helping and inspiring people to find dance in their lives. That's what we want to do. So thank you, ladies, for those questions. And we keep on going to the next year. Let's see after third year what we're going to do then. Let's see.